GoPro, start recording. Hey guys, so something just came out recently. The GoPro Hero 5 Session, and also the GoPro Hero 5. Now, a lot of people that fly FPV use the GoPro Hero 4 Silver. Now, there's a lot of people that are complaining or that are worried that maybe this is too heavy or this quality isn't as good, like what's the weight differences. I know that I've had a lot of trouble trying to find the weight information, and also honestly what this thing does as far as frame rates and field of view. A lot of the information online is kind of it's like there, but it's not really there. Some of the frame rate stuff is actually listed, but it's not actually listed in the way that it is conducive to understanding what you're reading. It'll have like a frame rate, but you don't know what resolution that's at, or I mean, it's just confusing. So I'll go through and not necessarily tell you exactly what this thing does, but I'm gonna explain why we use this, which is the GoPro Hero 4 Silver, or why I use it rather. I mean, a lot of other pilots use this, and I'll explain kind of why I use it and why I think a lot of other people use it. So first off, the GoPro Hero 4 Silver is a really high quality camera. It does 1080-60 super view, and it has Pro Tune options, which are really nice for, I guess, getting a really good color palette. Not necessarily changing it to flat colors or anything, but getting more of the image than you would if you were just in auto mode. But yeah, I mean, this thing is a great camera. It's 74 grams. I have my scale right here. They say it's 84 grams, but you know, I put Velcro on the bottom and I have this lens protector on here, so the weight goes up a little bit. Let's see exactly what it weighs. So scale's zeroed out, putting the Silver 4 on there. It weighs 86.7 grams as it sits right here with no protection at all. Now, I mean, I strapped this on here on this quad with just like a rubberized strap and a piece of foam. This is a new piece of foam for the Session because it's a little smaller and I wanted it to be a little angled, because it seems like the field of view is a little wider. I'm not 100% sure. I've only had these things a couple days. So, but yeah, I mean, I literally would just stick this thing like that and wrap this strap around the outside of it, and call it a day. So you got 86.7 grams right here. Now, the other thing is the form factor. It's a little bit wide and it's sitting directly straight up, so when you're tilted into the like fast forward flight, you're actually you have a lot of surface area blocking you, and it's also a lot of weight being thrown around on the, like, away from the center of gravity of the quad, so it feels a little different than flying without a GoPro. Now, this thing is what I wanted to switch to. This is the thing that I knew if they could get a GoPro with the quality, because when the first Session came out, I wasn't impressed. It didn't do 1080-60 super view. It did 1080-30 super, and I think 1080-48 super, but it didn't do 1080-60. And that was a problem for me. And also, I just saw the resolution on YouTube. Like, I saw people editing videos with these, or the Session rather, the first one, and the quality just wasn't there compared to this. So when they announced the Session5, they claimed that the GoPro Hero 4 Black was basically inside this, and it was lighter weight, and the form factor was nice. The only gripe I had was that it's an internal built-in battery, and you can't change the battery like you do on these guys. I carry a bunch of batteries around with me, not necessarily that I need to, but I just have a lot of batteries with me when I go out in case. I don't like charging everything overnight. I just charge a bunch of batteries at one time and then go from there. But so the GoPro Hero 5 Session, let's see what it weighs. So the scale is zeroed out again, and it weighs 72.9 grams with an SD card and a piece of Velcro on the bottom to strap to the quad. So you're losing, what is that, about, I don't know, about 12 grams or so. So that's not a lot of grams, but at the same time, you're reducing the form factor from this to this. So the form factor is a lot nicer. I think it's more protected. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of that I won't like maybe is that I can't put a lens protector on there that I can slip on and off. If I actually break this lens in the front, which apparently is really hard to break, I'll have to unscrew it and put on another one, which is more time consuming than slipping this off. The other thing is maybe having the internal battery. I know these things are really efficient, and I'm actually really liking the voice commands. I'll show you guys in a little bit, but as far as that goes, this thing seems like it's going to be my go-to camera. Now, I have not A/B'd these two in flight. I've seen A/B videos where people film something with a silver and film something with a Session5, and then they film something with a black, and they put them all right next to each other, but they're not in flight, which is a very different thing. I know when I got this thing, or actually rather, Schizo got one of these, and we put it on a quad, flew it, and we were looking at the footage later, and the white balance was freaking out. It was changing from hot to cold, hot to cold, hot to cold. There was a software update for it, and that fixed the problem. So the same day, we just looked at the footage like after we flew, and then the white balance was freaking out, and then he's like, oh, I'll check for an update, and there was an update, and it fixed the problem. So yeah, update these things when you get them. And as far as the black, I know people are gonna ask why I'm not talking about the black as much. This thing I bought for like a ground cam. It's not something I'll be flying. Let me pull it out of this case that it comes in so that I can weigh it for you. It's just not something that you're gonna put on a quad, maybe other than the Karma. So the scale is zeroed out, and it weighs 117.1 grams as it sits. That has an SD card in there. Yeah, it's waterproof, cool. I don't see the real benefit from this over this. So this weighing 72.8 grams versus the 117 grams. Yeah, this is not for flying. These are really the two things to compare. So anyways, let's go outside and I'll fly a pack with the silver, and then I'll fly the same pack probably with the same SD card and everything with this same route. I'm gonna fly around my house. There's a lot of shadows, there's a lot of like harsh sunlight, so it should be a good test, and you can see A/B'd these two together. I'm not gonna do side-by-side footage because for the strict reason that when you cut down the image size, you lose some of that immersiveness, I think, and I think it'll just be something where you can go back and forth and check between the two. And they also will be compressed at the same rate. I'm going to be shooting at 1080/60 Super View on both of these cameras with ProTune on. ISO will be locked at 400. The EV compensation will be at 0, and the GoPro color will be auto, and white balance will be auto as well. So yeah, nothing crazy. That's pretty much standard what I shoot in. I just limit the ISO to 400 when it's bright outside, and when it gets darker, I'll raise the ISO limit up to like, I don't know, 1600, 3200. But that's the settings, and let's go outside and see what we can see. So this is the GoPro Hero4 Silver and 1080/60 Super View. Here is the GoPro Hero 5 Session in 1080/60 Super View, ProTune, ISO 400. Same as the GoPro Hero 4 Silver, literally exact same settings, just different camera. Same flight. There's FedEx with my freaking package. So I just got done flying both of these cameras. GoPro Hero4 Session, GoPro 4 Silver, 1080/60 Super View. What did you guys think? I haven't looked at the footage yet, so I don't know which one's better, which one's worse. I've heard rumors about this being wider in Super View than this, which is, I don't know if that's a bad thing. I really don't know. So I'm gonna be just as surprised when I see the two comparison back to back like you guys are. So please tell me in the comments what you think. I'll probably do another video, follow-up video with kind of what I'm using this for, and also how I'm liking these after I get to spend some time with them, see how the battery life lasts. I mean, I ended up buying two because I knew that if I had one battery die, then I'd need another one. They're not that expensive. They're like 300 bucks instead of 400 for these. So, I mean, yeah, I bought two of them. I have one as a backup, and also in case the battery dies, I got another one. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna like it. I hope I like it. I know it flies a lot better with this because the center of gravity is a little bit closer. It's a little more lined up with the body itself. It looks a lot cooler than this does, and it probably is gonna be a lot more durable. So with those things in mind, also the weight shed, if it's slightly less quality than this, I'll be disappointed, but it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, these are going out of stock. They're not gonna be easy to find. This is the new thing. I'm sorry, but this is really the only option if you fly GoPros right now. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much. I hope you like this. Like, subscribe, and do all the typical things if you want to. Thank you guys. Bye. GoPro, stop recording.